and how I spool my, how I put the line on my spools. You see all kind of crazy ways how to do it. You flip the line back and forth, blah, blah, blah. They even make apparatuses you can buy. Now, this is for spinning reels, which I primarily use. But I got a couple tips I want to show you how I put my line on my spinning reels. And I don't complicate things. I keep things as simple as I can. But I'm gonna start right here and flip this around. Now, first thing I want to show you is when I buy a reel, I try not to buy a reel with a deep spool to it. Now this is a little deeper than what I like, okay, but I've wrapped black electrical tape around it underneath the line to shallow this up. And why do I do that? Is you're not casting that far anyway. You know, just a matter of feet that you're casting. 10 yards, 15 yards, maybe. If now I'm talking bass fishing. You don't need all that line on here because a lot of that line goes bad. And if you've got a mosquitoes eat me up. If you got a deep spool, a lot of line goes to waste. And when that line gets down so far, okay, it smacks on the end of the spool here, and you don't get as much distance out of it. So I try to keep it as shallow as I can, and I leave enough line on there. If I catch something really big, it's got a little room to run. All right, but I don't want a real deep spool. But now this is how I stand. Something else here. I never tie my line onto the spool. I tape it. I just use a piece of tape and I tape it on there. Make sure you tape it in the direction that your spool is turning. Now I want to show you something here. You'll see my line, spool line, laying on the ground. Now I'm going to use my camera, my assistant here. Here you go. Keep that on that spool line. Now, I don't care how it goes on there right now. This spool's going to jump. It's going to roll. It's going to do everything in the world until I get this line on here where I want it. Okay? And I really don't care how it goes on here because I've got, she's chasing it all around, trying to keep it in the frame. Let me check my line. I don't have enough on here yet. Now, folks, this is the easiest way, and it don't matter if you're using fluorocarbon, monofilament, braid. This is braid here, 20-pound braid. I'll show you what kind it is in a minute. Make sure I get now, and also, I don't want to fill my spool all the way up. I don't care what I'm using. I'll leave a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch from the top of my spool. And it just causes less trouble that way. I'm almost there. And then I'm going to show you what else I do to finish this process up. All right. That's close enough right there. Now, the kind of line I'm using today is Power Pro, and that's a Walmart. I get it at Walmart. And 20-pound braid. Now, here's the trick to this. Now, see this little apparatus right here? That's a swivel, okay, with a snap on the end of it. Now, you don't really need one with this, but I like a heavy swivel. It just seems to roll better. All right, take your line, okay, that you cut off your spool. Just simply tie a loop in it, just any kind of loop. that'll hold. Put your snap in. Now, I want her to keep an eye on this to show you how this works. Now, what am I going to do? Put it on me real quick, baby. I'm going to walk as far as I can across my neighbor's yard, and I'm going to unwind every bit of this. And I'm going to start winding it up and kind of popping that line to untwist the line. And I believe if you'll do this, you'll have the least amount of troubles that you'll ever have putting line on a spinning reel, no matter what kind of line you use. So here I go. Now put it back on that swivel, baby. I'm gonna go this way. Hope Joe won't mind me using his yard. Pop it. Put it back on that now. Wind it 10, 15 times. And then pop it a little bit. Wind it a little bit. Pop it a little bit. Folks, that'll take the twist out of this line. And you'd be surprised how much less trouble that you'll have doing it that way. All right. All right, folks, I hope you got the idea. And I've been doing this for several years. And like I said, monofilament, fluorocarbon, braid, doesn't matter what kind of line you use. That's the best method I've ever found to put line on my spinning reel. And if I get Alexa Snyder, hello Alexa Snyder, how you doing? And let's see, LeBron is my kings. Okay. All right, whatever that means. LeBron James. So anyway, I think the Lakers playing tonight. Got a Franklin boy plays on the Lakers. Luke Kennard is from my hometown. So I try to watch them when I can, especially in the playoffs right now. That's how I do my line on my spinning reel. Hope you got something out of this. And this is Les Skymo from Skymo Outdoors. Until next time, God bless you. Jesus loves you.